Hey everybody, welcome back to Steve on Story. There's a moment in every creator's life when the celebration ends, the room gets quiet, and something inside says, "All right, that was good. Now what?" That moment is what I call the next now. And if you don't recognize it, you lose momentum faster than you earned it. I've had a dream career. My early days in Houston working for large multinationals like Uncle Ben's and M&M Mars and British Petroleum gave me the budgets and the creative freedom when video production was brand new and horribly expensive to do some really creative and powerful stuff. Now, today, with technology so advanced where we can do the same kinds of things for a lot less money and edit it on a laptop, I can do the same kind of things that are intellectually creative for a locally owned company that doesn't have that kind of budget. Fraction of that, in fact. And just like back then, there's a rhythm to this madness of storytelling. We'd fight our way through pre-production, wrestle schedules, client fears. Can we really pull this off? Insecurities. And we would lock the script and get everything moving, parts assigned, cameras, crane crews, locations, talent, the whole drill. And then one day, this particular shoot still lives rent-free in my mind. We wrapped a very brutally difficult, high-stakes morning sequence for a food industry client, Coca-Cola Foods, Minute Maid Foods. That one of our powerful, ongoing, and incredibly demanding relationships. The shot was complicated, multi-point dollying, timing, lighting shifts, brand-sensitive framing, the kind of thing that's either art or it's an expensive mess. We nailed it on the first take, and we thought we were geniuses. Everyone exhaled, but old belt and suspenders McCurdy said, "Yeah, let's do two more for insurance, please." Sometimes tape messes up, and it's really good to have some protection. The second one was a complete unmitigated disaster. We couldn't hit those points to save our lives. The third one was a decent safety, but that first take had been exactly what we had discussed early on. We never got that again. My director of photography looked at me and said, and you'll appreciate this, "That was the hard part, Steve. You can relax now." I knew what he meant. Client did relax and stopped hovering over me, but the crew didn't relax. They didn't wander off. They didn't congratulate themselves. They all turned and looked directly at me because the moment you finish the impossible shot, the universe hands you the next now and what's our next setup. You don't get applause, you get a question. "Hey, Steve-O, where do we go next?" And I remember feeling that shift, the weight of leadership. Yes, but also the enormous privilege of it. Success didn't buy downtime. It bought responsibility. It bought clarity. It bought the right to take the next decisive step. And everything from that moment forward, the afternoon shots, the company's reaction, the crew's trust, it all depended on how quickly and confidently that I was able to step into the next now. The danger there is for the rest of the shoot or the project to become anticlimactic. It is the chop wood, haul water part of any business that still takes your full presence to get right. I had my partner make a note for a story we're going to do later about the kinds of things that we learned that day about momentum. It doesn't come from your last win. It comes from your next decision. I grew up in the era of old Westerns when the attack is over and the sidekick says, "Oh, that was rough." And the hero says, "Yeah, but it's quiet. Too quiet." Murphy and his law are out there planning their sneak attack, and only your retained focus and presence ensure that the illusion of peace doesn't turn into your Achilles heel, to mix a couple of metaphors. The next now is not a dramatic one. It doesn't announce itself. It whispers. Folks can be tempted to let that whisper fade or ignore it. Leaders don't. They step up, not because they feel ready, but because they understand that readiness happens in motion. Every win, every finish line is a starting line for a race most don't know that they're running. Every breakthrough creates a new responsibility at a new level, and every next now is a chance to reinforce who you actually are becoming. Your story accelerates the moment you stop admiring the last shot and start the setups for the next. Now, you don't have to leap, you just have to step into the next now. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about something I wish every business owner understood: why our business, storytelling, theater, is the ultimate team sport. More so than football or baseball, theater. There's a moment from my directing days that changed how I build teams, and it'll change how you think about leadership and trust and interdependence, maybe forever if I'm good at it. See you then. Steve on Story. Be right back here tomorrow.